Hi, I'm composer Scott Watson, and I'm happy to share with you a little bit about what I do as a composer. First of all, I just want to show you some pieces I've written. This is one of the pieces I've written for my publisher. It's called Terracotta Warriors. Here's another piece called Magic Valley. These are published band pieces, concert band pieces. A piece called Aquatica. I have about 70 of those that I've written, mostly for my publisher Alfred Music in California. Here's another thing that I'm working on. There's a Sound Innovations band series, and I've written some contributions to that, and I'll be writing some pieces in that band series. So I work for a publisher. I also compose for clients who might commission me, that is, hire me to write a piece specifically for use in their band program or their string orchestra program. That's mostly what I do, ensemble music. So what happens, I'll get contacted by the client to do a commission, or else I'll be given an assignment by my publisher, and then I do what I call pre-composition, and that is I start thinking about the piece a lot. I think of composing like problem solving. So if somebody's asked me to write a piece to celebrate a certain occasion, I think, well, how would this music, what's the musical equivalent of that? How can I musically portray what it is that they want me to do? Or if a publisher tells me that they'd like me to write a piece that maybe is holiday themed, and at what level. So I have to sort of take all the parameters that are given me, put them into a solution, a musical solution. When I actually get to the specifics, I start sketching. I have some sketchbooks here, and I have actually many sketchbooks on my shelves here in my studio that I keep ideas that come to me. Another sort of more modern sketchbook is to use an app like this one. This is called Voice Memo. So sometimes I'll be riding in my car and I'll just start singing or maybe I'll just give myself some notes about a piece, some ideas, or sing some rhythms or sing a melody right into my phone, and then I'll transcribe it later. Eventually, though, once I feel like I have enough ideas assembled and I've thought about the piece, the shape of the piece, and how it needs to sort of be put together, then I start assembling it in some music notation software. I use a program called Finale, and I typeset the music and basically make a score and also a recording, a synthesized recording that I'll send to my publisher or that I'll send to the client. If I send it to a publisher, they'll actually have an editor look over it and give me back some ideas. I can show you that, so for instance, a piece I wrote last year called Balkan 7. After I got the editor comments and sort of updated the score, then they typeset it. They have an engraver who typesets the music using Finale as well. And then what you're looking at right now are my notes to the engraver. Like after I look at the piece of music, all of the things that are still wrong, you're looking at it right now. These several pages of notes that I'll send back. So I have to proof the music that I write, which is kind of a chore, but it's very necessary if the end product is going to be solid. And then after that, the music gets revised, sent to a recording session. Some musicians are hired. They record the piece. And then eventually it's published. So that's sort of what happens with an assignment from my publisher, whereas if it's a commission, I'll send a score and parts, individual parts like the flute part and the clarinet part and so forth. I'll send that to the client, and then they'll actually give the premiere of the piece, and hopefully then it'll also be published, but that's sort of a direct to an ensemble. So that's kind of what I do in my studio. Some things that you might notice are that I have a keyboard that I play ideas in. I experiment when I'm doing that pre-composition stage. I might fiddle around on the piano and just experiment with some ideas and then sketch those. But then that's also what I'll use to input the notes into the software that I use, the music notation software. There's also a sound system in the room, so I can hear the music played back, and mixing board and things like that. So there's a little bit of technology involved in it as well. So from the low tech, the sketches, to the high tech, the synthesized realizations of the music and the music notation software, it really spans the gamut. And in a sense, my laptop is kind of like the center of all of that, because that's what where I typeset the music and where I produce it. Well, thank you for spending a little time learning about what I do in my day-to-day work as a composer. Hope you've enjoyed it.